Hello, Bain Farm fans. We find ourselves in the middle grain bin. This is the one that I hadn't finished yet. And I'm just doing this to show off this iteration of a sump or a well for the auger through the wall. I'm not making a whole video about this, but we're just showing this off, enjoying my, let's say, handiwork here in the darkness. Here's the gate. Of course, there's nothing to hold this in place. While I pull, it slides back. It slides in. It was not made in a factory. I don't know if I made many measurements. Maybe a couple. And then it was just a lot of guess and check and eyeballing. But it's functional. Nobody else makes a well for a incline auger like this. I'm going to try not to cut off a toe, putting it all together. And hopefully the next thing you see is grain coming in, because we started to put flashing in. And I feel like I made a video about this on the last time we worked on the bin. And I don't feel like doing that right now because I'm, as usual, probably very behind on editing. Well, somewhere I'm going to get the view that I want. I know, all my junk from fixing the bins and stuff. But oh yes, the TC's auger tractor. I'm running an auger. And typically around here, when we're filling a bin, it usually means corn. Oh, have I got a story for you guys. It's the most glorious day. Let's look in the wagon. This is the happiest day. Beans. We're putting beans in a bin. Because I finally, with a lot of help from Brennan, got the middle, which is I guess the third bin to be completed, finished. So we've got ear corn. This one's going to be the bean bin, and then corn is in the first one. It's got the biggest fan with the heater to dry it. Beans theoretically should be going in fairly dry. And this is the best day ever to finally have that finished. So we don't have to wait on the elevator if they're full, and I don't have to worry about taking them anyplace. We can just go ahead, dump them in the bin when we're running good and hard, and toss them in there and forget about them until, say, probably February, March. Now, it's not quite like one of those ovens that Emerald Lagasse has infomercials for. You can't quite set it and forget it, but if the beans are going in dry, they'll be low maintenance enough, and we can go on with our life. All the pages on Facebook about like grain storage and stuff like to go on and on about, you know, bins pay for themselves, blah, blah, blah. It pays to have storage. Well, these bins have been here. And then well, they were built in the 60s, but they haven't been used much for the last, I don't know, 20, 30 years. I've put corn in this one, but not used it properly with its own auger built in. I've used a portable 4-inch through the door. So yes, there's a mess, but behind it is all the glory of beans going in the bin. It's the most exciting day ever. And I even, when there was an auction this summer when I bought a bunch of junk. It looks like junk now, but I used up all the stuff I needed, like to put together that auger. I made a well. You saw me put that in. Unfortunately, I did not get a view of that last night before we started dumping beans in, and it was after dark, so it wouldn't have been a good view anyways. But I got a new base, so the bottom of the auger doesn't look like it's been run over by Nick. Oh wait, he did do that. It's just it's a great day. The sun is shining. It's the day the Lord has made, and everything is going well. We can be happy. That feeling of everything's going well or right or mostly correct. I kind of want to go play in the beans like Scrooge McDuck. I really do, because I've never had beans in a bin before. Look at that pile. We got one plate here in the door. Obviously it's mounded up some. Did wanted me to check the roof. I don't see any condensation, so that's good. Nothing, it doesn't look wet. We really won't know until it warms up, because, well, it's really cold this morning. Made it down to like 20 degrees. The coldest it's been for the last couple of days in November. And we've got one last wagon load to put in. Yep. So remember how we had to use every wagon for beans there? We used every wagon. I got the cute little one filled up with beans, and he's a little bit short, so I had to give him a boost. The car ramps. Are we doing everything right, Rudy? Yeah. Rudy's on the watchdog team. It's a little tippy, but theoretically most of the weight's on that side. We'll find out when it gets empty. We doing everything right? Well, Lasso's the fluffy one. Where did Eva go? Eva! She's the hunter, and those two made Rudy. Yeah, go get those raccoons. Eva's been good for about a raccoon a week. Sometimes more, especially in the summer when it's warmer. The angle doesn't help us get it flowing well, and it just barely falls into the boot here. But it's functional, it works. Typically I like to load this up and take it to the local elevator for kicks and giggles, but I haven't made that run yet this year, and maybe I'll do it when we finally sell these. The market typically rebounds February, March or so, so we'll see how that's going. So then to see if having storage really does pay. I had it here, so I made it work. I probably could give it a bit more fuel and we'll run them in faster. I am thoroughly, like I've said many times in the soybean video, thoroughly enjoying having a bin to put beans in. Watch your fingers. The one thing that always gets me about gravity wagon manufacturers, so this is marked 50. It's like they use dick inches or something. Because you have to have extensions, and to have it, it's got to have a good heap. And even then, it's still only in the 40s. Like, it's real hard to get 50 bushel in there. And they didn't make pockets for extensions, probably because that might max out the running gear. I mean, 50 bushel if it's corn. If it's beans, 50 bushel theoretically is 3,000 pounds, and I'm sure that's maxing out our little golf cart tires. Time for the really fun part. The wagon's very empty.